Our next landfall was on Aiaia, island of Circe, dire beauty and divine, sister of baleful Aeetes, like him fathered by Helios, the light of mortals on Perse, child of the ocean stream. We came washed in our silent ship upon her shore, and found a cove, a haven for the ship. Some god invisible conned us in. We landed to lie down in that place 2 days and nights, worn out and sick at heart, tasting our grief. But when dawn said another day is shining, I took my spear and broadsword, and I climbed a rocky point above the ship, for sight or sound of human labor, gazing out from that high place over a land of thicket, oaks, and wide watercourses. I could see a smoke wisp from the woodland hall of Circe. So I took counsel with myself. Should I go inland scouting out that reddish smoke? No, better not, I thought, but first return to waterside and ship and give the men breakfast before I sent them to explore. Now as I went down quite alone and came a bow shot from the ship, some god's compassion set a big buck in motion to cross my path. A stag with noble antlers, pacing down from pasture in the woods to the riverside. His long thirst and the power of sun constrained him. He started from the bush and wheeled. I hit him square in the spine midway along his back, and the bronze point broke through it. In the dust he fell and whinnied as life bled away. I set one foot against him, pulling hard to wrench my weapon from the wound, then left it, butt end on the ground. I plucked some withies and twined a double strand into a rope, enough to tie the hocks of my huge trophy. Then pick-a-back I lugged him to the ship, leaning on my long spear shaft. I could not haul that mighty carcass on one shoulder. Beside the ship I let him drop, and spoke gently and low to each man standing near. Come, friends, though hard beset, we'll not go down into the house of death before our time. As long as food and drink remain aboard, let us rely on it, not die of hunger. At this those faces, cloaked in desolation upon the waste sea beach, were bared, their eyes turned toward me and the mighty trophy, lighting, foreseeing pleasure one by one. So hands were washed to take what heaven sent us, and all that day until the sun went down we had our fill of venison and wine, till after sunset in the gathering dusk we slept at last above the line of breakers. When the young dawn with fingertips of rose made heaven bright, I called them round and said, Shipmates, companions in disastrous time, O my dear friends, where dawn lies in the west, and where the great sun, light of men, may go under the earth by night, and where he rises, of these things we know nothing. Do we know any least thing to serve us now, I wonder? All that I saw when I went up the rock was one more island in the boundless main, a low landscape covered with woods and scrub, and puffs of smoke ascending in mid-forest. They were all silent, but their hearts contracted, remembering Antiphates, the Lystragon, and that prodigious cannibal, the Cyclops. They cried out, and the salt tears wet their eyes. But seeing our time for action lost in weeping, I mustered those Achaeans under arms, counting them off in 2 platoons, myself and my godlike Eurylochus commanding. We shook lots in a soldier's dogskin cap, and his came bounding out, valiant Eurylochus. So off we went, with 22 companions weeping, as mine wept too, who stayed behind. In the wild wood they found an open glade, around a smooth stone house, the hall of Circe, and wolves and mountain lions lay there, mild in her soft spell, fed on her drug of evil. None would attack, oh, it was strange, I tell you, but switching their long tails they faced our men like hounds, who look up when their master comes with tidbits for them, as he will, from table. Humbly those wolves and lions with mighty paws fawned on our men, who met their yellow eyes and feared them. In the entrance way they stayed to listen there. Inside her quiet house they heard the goddess Circe. Low she sang in her beguiling voice, while on her loom she wove ambrosial fabric sheer and bright, by that craft known to the goddesses of heaven.